Hey, hello, how you doing today?
Hi, how you doing? This is Mr. Mike. I'm trying to reach Dazzle.
Oh, I'm Dazzle. What's up? What can I help you with?
I got a party to say that you do readings, right? I got this situation. This, this bitch of mine, she been ghosting me, and then she come answer the door. One night it was my man walking out the door, telling me, what's up to me?
What?
Hey, how about that shit?
All right, well, we're gonna do a reading on that because that sounds bad.
And
um,
then she told me that they ain't do nothing.
they
She
ain't do
lying, ain't she?
nothing.
She lying, ain't she?
Well, we're gonna figure it out. I'm about to pull out these cards. Let's get into it. All right.
All right.
So
All right.
sit still. Let me shuffle my deck, and we're gonna figure it out. Hello, everybody. Hello. It is 10:48 Eastern Standard Time. How's everybody doing? I was going to do this at 1 o'clock earlier today, but I had things to do. I had some errands to run. I had to get my nails did and my eyebrows arched because I got to get ready. Hello, Miss Waverly Cakes. Hello, lovely Desiree. Hello, Neek 100. Hello. Okay, so y'all see my introduction. Again, my name is Dazzle. Dazzle, the big homie tarot, as in Dazzle that tarot. And if you guys don't know me, I'm a fun-loving, intuitive reader. Okay, what's up, Georgia Page? Okay, and basically I do life paths and love readings and all types of cute stuff like that. And I also be messy and do gossipy YouTuber tarot readings. All right, nothing wrong with that. I also have an Instagram, Dazzle That Tarot, and I'm going to start next week, not this week, because I am getting married on Friday. Married Friday. I'm going to be Mrs. So and so now. So anywho, so start next Monday, I'll start doing like daily tarot readings for all zodiac signs on my YouTube, on my IG, on my Instagram. So it'll be kind of different and kind of better. So I don't have to keep everything on here. I can branch out and do live readings on Instagram. Okay. So anywho, let's get into it. So I wanted to talk about this topic because in light of some situations, in light of the Kirk Franklin and his son and Derek Jackson being exposed and all other things like that, right? I want to ask you guys, how did you get over your toxic relationship? Okay, and it's an open discussion. And I guess I can lead by saying, some ways I got over my toxic relationships that I dealt with. And if you guys don't know me, I'm a 30-year-old woman. I'm going to be 31 May 21st of this year. So 31 years of life may not be a lot of living compared to a 70-year older, but it's been packed with a lot of experiences so far. So what I can give you is a couple of things. I've toxic relationships has followed me a long time between, elementary school when you had like kids bullying you or something to like your household being toxic with different, the nuances of that, like basically like you have the favorite, you got the black sheep, oh, you got the so and so kids always doing something, but so and so kids, they're perfect in my eyes, all types of stuff like that. And it bled over to me choosing when it came time when I, got of age and, you start smelling yourself, I guess that's what they call it when you're in your teens and you start talking to boys and boys are so important to you. It kind of bled over to that. And honestly, hindsight 2020, if I knew what I knew now, it's a lot of people that I would have never subjected myself to. Okay, a lot of things I should have never went through. And you gotta ask yourself, like, girl, was you on crack or something? Why was you dealing with these people? But anywho, like I'll just give an example. Like my last relationship I had was so fucking toxic, right? And I was talking about it in the last video, so I can be more technical. It was this guy, And to make it so bad, he had that dark chocolate skin like Derek Jackson, and he was all muscular like Derek Jackson, nice body, tall, whatever. But, and that's what got me initially, right? Because I remember that he had came to my door when I was living with my grandmother, and basically he was looking for a car, and he seen like a Mercedes Benz in my driveway that was actually my uncle's at the time, and he wanted to know if it was for sale. So I was looking like, dang, and mind you, I was in my pajamas watching Mortal Kombat, eating leftover Chinese food, right? So I opened the door and I'm like, oh my God, what African person stepped into my life? You look good, right? And then he was like, well, I was like, well, I gotta get his number because he's not here right now. I can ask him and I can give you his number. And he was like, oh, can I get your number? And I was like, in my scarf and stuff. And I was like, who, me? He was like, yeah, you. I was like, couldn't be. And he was like, then who? But anyway, it started from there, right? And then I should have known that it was toxic the first day I went over his house, right? So I went over his house on the first day, and he was already trying to kiss up on me and stuff like that. I ain't like that. And that should have gave me a clue about how he was going to treat me, right? Because he was moving too fast, and after that he would call a lot and everything else like that, and it would be like obsessive, like you always want to see me in this and third. And after a while I asked, I said, is something wrong with you? And he looked at me like something was wrong with him, and he pretty much told me in so many gestures that yeah, something's wrong with him. So I still decided to talk to him, and it was just horrible. He was still talking to the other girl he was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, on and off. And he was still like messing with me. He would lie repeatedly, manipulate stuff repeatedly. It's like he always wanted me to have time for him, but I couldn't have time for me, right? So if I could be going to work, right? And he'd call and be like, can you come over? And I'm like, no, I gotta go to work. What time you gotta go to work? And I'm like, well, I gotta be at work at 3:00. Mind you, it's 1:30, right? And he'll be like, well, why you don't want to see me? You can call out this, that, and the third, right? So he'll try to stop me from going to work. If I tell him no, then while I'm at work for 8 hours, he will call me like every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes, like, oh, are you off yet? Da 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 da. And like, then if I don't, it was just stuff like, if I don't do what he want me to do, I get cursed out. I will get cursed out or whatever. I'll get called bees and everything else like that. Then when I stop answering the phone, then it's like 1,000 voicemails. And it'll be like, bitch, you ain't shit. You a hoe and da 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 da. And then that'll be one message. Then the next message will be like, I'm sorry, can you please answer the phone? Then the third message will be like, oh, you a hoe, this and the third. Then the fourth message will be like, oh, you don't want to answer the phone? All right. Like stuff like that. Like it got so fucking bad. And then it got so bad where it's sad when your friends start being like, come on now, you don't have to deal with this. And you ain't got to deal with it. Free. You read tarot cards, and what you're reading is saying that this is bad, this is toxic. So you know it, and then you don't go nowhere. And then after a while, you gotta ask yourself, like, what the hell? Like, because it started getting worse. Like, even when it came down to intimacy, right? It came down to violence there. Like, it was like, by the end of it, I'm gonna tell you guys, like, I would come over his house, right? And it's like, for some reason, he got violent with me all the time because if I didn't answer the phone earlier or something like that, so then he would try to choke me out and stuff, right? Or like if we're having sex and I have to fight, or like if we were going to have sex or something, sexual intercourse, basically it's like, why are you biting on me? Like, you're biting on me, you're trying to choke me and stuff like that, all types of crazy stuff. Like, it was bad. It was bad. But meanwhile, it was just I can't even get into it all the way. But the way I got over it was that when I got my own place finally, right? The craziest thing was he already had his own place, right? So, but I couldn't be all loud in his place. He could be loud, of course, but I couldn't, right? And I couldn't mess up his stuff. But here's the thing: when I got my own place, he came over here and basically got upset and was so quick to yell and all types of crazy stuff. Just go off the roof, right? Because I can ask a question, and it don't even deserve that type of response. And then you'll go just hit the roof and start trying to punch holes in my walls, or like you kind. He broke my closet door, and I had just got this apartment. Right? It was like a week into the apartment, and you're already trying to break my closet door and trying to punch holes in my walls, and you don't even live with me. So you're gonna mess up my stuff and go home and live peacefully in your house. And I was like, oh hell no, I can't do this. Like it kind of felt like, and then anything I said or did, like I said, was like wrong for some reason. Like if I had an opinion, it's like I'm wrong. If I'm saying the sky is blue right now because I said it, it's wrong or whatever. Or like I'm not attractive. All my friends look better than me. Oh, everybody in your house, all your friends, they're better than you, and they're always going to be better than you. You're scum. You're low. You're nothing. All this, that, and the third. All types of crazy stuff. And basically, I just had enough because I felt like he was trying to kill me spiritually. He was trying to break me. And I was like, it's do or die, and I got to get out of this. So I said no. I finally said no and left him alone. And when I mean left him alone, I left him alone. No calling, no nothing like that. And basically, like the his last stand, because they always have a last stand. It's always something that they try to do. They try to go out with a bang, right? So what he did was he basically because I had met now, that's my fiance, we about to get married. I met him. And then after a while, like we moved in, well, he moved in because he had his own place too. And we kind of like juggled who was going to move with who. I said, well, I can move over your house, but see, I just got my place. So why don't you just come over here? So, it got easier. Things got beautiful, less stressful. And then all of a sudden, he started trying to bash me on the internet, trying to call me all types of hoes and stuff like that on Facebook, right? And then all of a sudden, him and his friends are banging on my door while I'm at work. And my fiance was with his daughter, right? And he was banging on my door, calling me all types of hoes and stuff, right? So that was the last time he ever tried to do anything I ever heard from him since. But pretty much, like, I had to call him and basically curse him out and be real dead serious. Like, I will get a restraining order on you and you will be going to jail. Okay? Like, that type of stuff. Like, I had to really, like, do that. And I never called him, never da-da-da-da-da again. So pretty much, he had to get over it. But it was just crazy. What did Miss Waverly Cake said? She said, I had a guy do that when I broke up with him. I turned my phone off, and when I turned it back on, I had voicemails calling me all types of names. Yes, it's harassment and verbal abuse and harassment. It's like, and I don't know. And then I noticed, like, after I got out that situation, like, y'all don't understand, like, I have PTSD in the sense I cannot do no arguing with no man. I don't do that. If I start seeing it, I run the other way. I don't want to, if I got to argue with you all day, every day or something like that, we cannot be together. I cannot do it. If I see signs that you are abusive mentally, verbally, or physically, I cannot do it. And I never understood with my friend. I got a good friend, and I'm not going to say her name, but I can just tell you, like, I had a good friend that got pistol whipped by her baby father, all because she moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, he was jealous of the fact that she moved on, and she found, basically, it's her husband now. He still stayed with her, after all that, basically. And they were living, together. And basically, he used the slightest thing to get ticked off. because she wouldn't go back and forth with him or something like that. And he got his friend to bang down her door and pistol whip her and beat up her, jump her now husband, jump him real bad and pistol whip him in front of their son, right? So it was just crazy. So basically, after that, she had got him locked up, basically, because that was crazy. So, but he still stayed. The husband still stayed, obviously, and now they're married with, and she got two more kids, whatever. But you know what I mean. So I kind of figured, like after, so I didn't understand what she meant by like when she would go around my ex-boyfriend, she was like, I can't stay here long because the way he is, it reminds me of my baby father and I cannot do it. And she would run out the door so fast. And I couldn't understand it. I understood it, but I couldn't understand it until after I finished dealing with him. And I'm like, I run out the door every time I even get the energy of that coming off of somebody. So, I can't do it. But it's like now, it's like I see some of my girlfriends going through stuff, or like I'll see the signs. I'll see like people manipulating people, like the manipulative stuff. Anytime somebody don't want you to be around your friends or your family or go to a family function, or they try to like start arguments out of thin air, and then like it's no conclusion to the argument. Like when I mean by like, okay, you argued last Saturday about something dumb, right? And no matter if you say sorry or don't say sorry, trust and believe they're going to keep this argument going all the way up till now. And it's like it's no resting period. It's always going to be, we have to talk about it, or like it's always got to be this argument, this ongoing argument. And after a while, you're like, what is going on? And they're like, and they can't really even pinpoint why they're arguing with you. It's like it's draining physically and emotionally, mentally, freaking draining. So, and I see that, and so my friends, I'm like, yeah, girl, you need to leave that person alone. And they don't do it, and they think I'm crazy, but I'm like, they'll figure it out, and then they figure out how draining that these people really are. And yeah, it's good you got out of that relationship. It would have got worse and worse. Yes, it would have got worse. And like I realized that I needed to run when I realized, I mean, I've been knew that, but then I kind of realized that it seemed like he was trying to destroy my essence. Anything that I had, he was going to try to destroy. And I seen that because I'm like, you know, I just got this apartment. And you'll say things like, oh, I'll make you move. I'll make you have to leave. And oh, all types of stuff. Fuck your shit. It's all right. Oh, you think you doing something because you got something. Okay, it's all right. But still, then you come over and try to make holes in my walls, or beat down my closet door or something like that. Like all types of crazy stuff. Be loud so the neighbors can hear and think I need to, and basically like feel like, I need protection. Like when he would come over, it'd be crazy because by the end of it, the next day, my neighbors would be like, "Are you okay? Like, I know you just moved in. I don't know who that guy is, but are you okay? Do you need help? Like, because next time I'm gonna call the police for you and this, that, and the third because it was getting bad." And I said, you know what? I gotta choose me. I can't live like this. And then the thing is, I like to tell people, and people don't believe me because they think it's cute to fight these men for some reason, to be like, oh well, I beat his A and all this other stuff. Like I tell my friends all the time, like, you gotta remember, you are by yourself with him. Like you in that house by yourself. So he liable to do anything to you. And it doesn't matter, he's still a man. And these people are crazy. And you don't know what he would do. If he out here jumping in your face and stuff, and you are alone with him, y'all move in together and he jumping in your face, he gonna beat your ass. Like, I can fight him back. He ain't gonna beat my ass. I kill him and all this other stuff. And you like, no, he's going to beat your ass. And people be thinking, oh, well, no, you're not. And then, people get mad at me when I tell them that. And then pop, they get their ass beat. And then they're like, oh my God, I cannot believe that he beat me like this. Yeah, it get like that. And why? And I don't say it to like look down on nobody's relationship. I'm saying it because I've been through that shit. like motherfuckers get you by yourself and beat your ass. And that's how it's gonna be. So, it's just crazy. But that's me rambling. But what about y'all? Like, what's going on with y'all? I know it's 3 people in this little chat, so it's a little small chat. So anybody want to tell me about their story? I know it's somebody want to talk. Because it's just crazy. Because honestly, like, I see it a lot now. I'm in my 30s, so I guess that's why. Because, we're adults now. We're on our own. But I see it's a lot of people that's being abused. And it's like, they're not, it's either they understand, they know they're getting abused, or it's just that they don't know, but they don't know the signs or something. Because a lot of females are getting abused in these relationships. A lot of Black African American women are getting abused by Black African American men, and it's either emotional, psychological, whatever, or it's physical. But it's like these guys are really doing it, and I'm like, oh my god. But anyway, I know somebody got a story, but until then, I'm gonna do a reading on my story. Cause honestly, but I'm gonna tell you guys how I got over it though. After I had to choose me, I didn't just choose me that day. I had to start choosing me every day. And I chose to be happy. Like I was like, you know what? I can't sit here and be unhappy. Like, I'm like, because if you let him tell it, I mean, if it was his way, he'd sit here, he'd be happy as hell, and I'd be miserable. I'll be, my anxiety level will be to the roof. I wouldn't have a job. I would lose my place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be low. And I'm like, no, I have to choose me. And I think that's what people need to do. They need to choose them every day, every single day. When it comes to getting over toxic relationships. But let's get into my toxic situation. Give me the energy surrounding my last relationship. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This 5 of Swords comes right out. This is abuse. This is bullying. This 5 of Swords. So yes, it's people are doing things to you. Okay. And they're trying to do it and then try to, it's like when he would do stuff to me, it's like he'll do it and then try to make it seem like I'm the problem. Like, how do you invite me over just to get mad and try to fight me? I didn't get that. Like, and it'd be out of dumb stuff. Like, if I took longer than I was going to. Because I'm like, well, look, I got to do this and do this. You would get mad. He would get mad and try to beat my ass when I got to his house. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as trying to intimidate me. And don't get me twisted. I fight him back. But it's like his ass was strong as hell. Like, he was taller than me, bigger than me. And I'm like, and he'd do it in the weirdest moment, like if I'm sitting on the toilet or if we're like about to have intercourse or something like that, like a vulnerable moment. And I'm like, what? So like I would literally have to, like, if I used the bathroom, and I don't know why I kept going over his house. Like I was subjecting myself to that mess. And I was like, okay, well, after a while it starts saying a lot about me. And it just felt bad. I just felt bad afterwards. Like, I don't know. It was just, but that's how I got out of that. That was crazy. But anywho, if don't nobody have any stories to tell, then shoot. I done said all this stuff about me. Ain't nobody saying nothing? Well, okay. Well, shoot, let me go ahead and put this on. I'm going to do a little video. I'm going to do a little commercial, and then we come back and we can keep talking now. Hello. How you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggly, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. She don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day, I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest, and just coincidentally, she had like some.
All right, we're gonna figure it out. Okay, so pretty much, like I said, that's how I got over my toxic situation. And pretty much now, like, I'm like way more happier. Like, it seemed like the load has been lifted. I feel less dense. I feel like I'm not being oppressed anymore. It's so much good things that's going on for me. Like, it's crazy. Like, I think that was my end all be all of bad relationships. Like, I just feel like in my soul that I'll never deal with that again. Ever in life. And I'm actually really happy about that. And the person that I'm married, I'm about to say married already, but I might still say it because I get married on Friday. So the person that I'm marrying, is the complete opposite. He's fun. He's intelligent. He listens. What else? He's funny. He's beautiful. He connects with me on like a soul level. He allows me to be me. And it's just so crazy because it's like he has like big eyes, like big, beautiful eyes, Matthew. And he can just look into your soul. And it's so cute. Like when he really is paying, like when he pay attention to me, he really be paying attention to me. And it's just crazy. Let's see. Oh, you said my most toxic relationship was my first serious relationship. He was 9 years older than me. Oh my goodness. And he was a hot mess. I guarantee you he was a hot mess. Like it just seemed like, you know what? I even had people tell me, like for instance, right? Since I already been through that, right? Like I even had somebody talk about the fact that like showed me all like when y'all was talking about the recordings and stuff, calling you all types of names when you was saying that. Like it was literally like I had been through that before, but it's like now that I'm over it, I see other people going through the same thing, right? So not too long ago, somebody was telling me that, and they was sitting there just showing me 30 voicemails of just talking crap, just saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff, like some bipolar ass voicemails. And I'm like, what? You need to let that shit go. Like, don't accept nothing from him. Let it go. You can't accept anything from these people. But the fact that he was older than you says something too. Like, I don't know, like you being that toxic and you older than me, like that means that the people your age probably don't take your shit. so you're fucking with me at my age because you think I'm gonna be naive enough to take this shit. And then I had another bad relationship. Oh my God, he was, when I tell you that they be hiding they crazy behind the Bible, man, some men really do that. You said, oh, wow. You said he was the first and only man to put hands on me. We was fighting in his car. I was done after that. Yes. Like, and then, because, you know what? And then the crazy part is, I can't keep fighting. Like, I don't want to keep fighting every fucking day. And if I gotta sit there and put my hands on you every damn day because you can put your hands on me, like I can't do it. Like it's draining. It's physically, emotionally freaking draining. No one, it's not, and that's what I started talking about my other toxic relationship that I had to get over. But that right there is so freaking draining, and I don't understand why in our community we're always like, you know what I'm saying, glorifying fighting somebody, or like, I'm gonna fight him and this, that, and the third. I'm gonna beat his ass, all this other stuff. Like, no, it's not fun. It's not cute having to fight your spouse every day. Domestic abuse is not cute. It's not fun. It's not. I don't know why people romanticize that. You know, it doesn't make sense. But then, let me tell you, the guy that I used to deal with before that, I was dealing with this guy who was really pretty much really a Bible thumper. But he used to hide behind the Bible. He used to hide crazy behind the Bible, right? As in, like, he was a stalker. Because while I found out because his ex-girlfriend had reached out to me. Now, this is another guy I used to deal with, right? And his ex-girlfriend had reached out to me and stuff like that. And she was talking about how he still keeps popping up at her house, or like, it's like weird. Like, he would be parked down the street from her house to watch her, like, and stuff like that, or like just popping up where she works at and stuff like that, or like things like that, or like in the back alley of her house. And I didn't know at the time, but he was doing that to me. Like, and that's how he knew everything I was doing and what I wasn't doing, because he would be like following me, right? Like stalking me. Like, why are you already at my front house before I'm there? Like, why is your car parked on the side street where I'm going to go meet my best friend? Like, why is your car parked in the alley behind my grandma's house? Like, things like that. Like, it was crazy stuff. And then it's like he would talk about how God gave him visions in his dream. He said I was going to hell and I am a sinner and all this other stuff. And then it's like the arguments that me and him used to have, like I said, it was like ongoing. Like, he never wanted to stop the argument. Right. And I'm not gonna lie, I usually do not put my hands on nobody. But that day, it was so bad. I remember it because we went to I think we went to New Jersey, and we was coming back, and he wanted to keep arguing about the same fucking shit. And I said, can you please stop? For real, can you please? Like, I apologize. I don't, at this point, I just want to let it go. We can't let it go, because if we let it go, we're not going to get nothing resolved. And then it's like 2 more hours of arguing, of him just going on and on and on about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I beat his ass while he was going down the goddamn highway. Like, I just had to, like, because I couldn't stop him. And I'm like, can you please leave this shit alone? Like, it was just like that fucking draining. Like, I was like, oh my God. And if I went to sleep, he'll wake my ass up to keep talking shit. It's like, why the fuck? Why the fuck? And then you reciting Bible verses every 3 minutes about it, and then keep. I'm like, what the hell? Like, leave me alone. Like, look. If you're not gonna forgive me, or I'm not gonna forgive you, whatever the case may be, what the fuck? I'm sorry, but if you're not gonna take that, then what the fuck is we still doing this shit for? It used to be that, and then it was that and the stalking, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, one day me and my friends, we're chilling, and this is around the time I was drinking like a mug, in your early 20s, your 20s or whatever, you get drunk, right? So me and my friends, we done got lit, and I fell asleep at my front house. So all of a sudden, he comes to the door, right? And they wake me up and stuff, and I go with him. So I'm over his house, and he should have known if I was drunk over her house, I was gonna be drunk over your house. Like, that don't stop me from going back to sleep. So I'm asleep, dead sleep. He get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, leave out the house because he was living with his parents at the time. Leave out the house and go and drive his damn truck to the gas station and called my grandma. Called my grandma early in the morning and told her, I think something going on with because she's not breathing. She's not breathing. I can't get her up. And so all of a sudden, now my grandma is alert and she's scared that something happened to me. And she was like, hold on, where is she at? Where is she at? In my bed. Well, damn, where are you? At the gas station. What the fuck did you do with my grandchild? Like they think that you didn't hurt me, right? So now they didn't call the police and the ambulance to your house, and now everybody's like, "What the hell is going on?" And whole time, come to find out, I'm just sleeping in the bed. You didn't call them and whatever, and then I was like, "What the hell?" And then he kirks off like I'm the one that did something. I'm like, "Nigga, you just called my grandma and made it seem like I was dead in your bed. Did you really just do that?" So I had to just stop talking to him, right? I had to let that shit go because that shit started getting crazy. Like I was like, I'm not about to deal with this shit. And then after that, then it got weirder. Then he started like sending me letters in the mail. It was crazy shit. He was sending me letters in the mail talking about some. Can you forgive me? I want to be with you. I want to marry you. And I'm thinking, hell to the no, nigga, no, no. But yeah, but you said, oh, you was like, it's not fun. When he punched me, I was in shock. Then my shock turned into hurt, then into anger, and I fought back. That ish was crazy. I remember my neighbor looking at his car crazy because it was rocking back and forth. He ended up pushing me out the car after I bit his face. Oh goodness, I didn't date for like a year after him. I needed to heal and just deal with myself. That shit's so crazy. Like you'd be surprised. Like, and then I'm like, you know, this whole thing about black men, and I'm like, okay, well maybe it's the caliber of black men that's in the area or something, but it's a lot of black men that's beating on their girlfriends, and people think it's okay, like honestly. And to actually find somebody who is not crazy is a blessing, you know, because I don't know what the hell is shit. I don't know what's in the water, why people are acting this crazy, but that stuff is crazy as hell. Like, I mean, somebody literally told my ex boyfriend told my grandmother that I died in his bed, that I wasn't breathing. Why would you call her and tell her that? That was crazy. The whole you trying to bite me in my face or choke me while we even trying to have intercourse, that was the other person. That's crazy. Yeah, these men need a mentor. They need a mentor and they need some medication. Like, I'm starting to believe these are just crazy people because I'm like, how the hell did that happen? But like, how the hell did you even think of to do that? Like, it be some stuff. You like, what? So, out of anything, then you got the other abusers who like to use you for money because they ain't got it. Like, I was in a relationship that was like that. So really, like you got with me off of false pretenses, and you were still dealing with whoever you was dealing with, and by the end of it, you basically walked off. You dumped me and walked off in the sunset. After I caught you cheating, you gonna dump me and walk off with the girl that you was cheating on me with the whole time because it was easy for you because he was honestly just using me for money. So it's crazy. People are crazy. But I got over a lot of stuff because I realized that I need to choose me all the time. I don't have to deal with this shit. I ain't got kids by none of these people. I'm young. I don't have to deal with this shit. It's period. And if you can't love me the right way, then I don't know what to tell you. So I just had to get over that mess. But anywho, I just wanted to ask. It was just a conversation I thought would be good to have, you know, just to talk about. And I had to honestly, and you know what's crazy? Tarot helped me get over a lot of stuff too, because I would mull over things that happened in the past, and I would read on it, and then it's like, okay, and I'll just write down what I got, and I will understand it because I'm like, you know what, it's right. That's what's going on. That's what happened. And at that point, I'm like, well, look, the ink is already dry, girl. You got a new chapter. You got something new going on. You need to enjoy the now and plan for your future because the past is the past. Like, fuck these damn people. Thank God you don't talk to them no more. And then when you see him with new people, you be like, "Thank God you ain't that bitch." Cause little do she know, is either she know or she about to find out that these motherfuckers is crazy. That motherfucker's crazy. Like, no, it was even one time with my recent ex. Like, I was running, like he was trying to argue me down the street because I wouldn't go to his house. So I was trying to run away from him, and he walking fast behind me, talking about, come back, like trying to get me and drag me back to his house or something. And there was some girls across the street, some young girls. It was like, ooh, he's sexy. Oh, let me get his number. Oh, woo doo woo. Oh, and oh, oh, I can treat him right and this, that, and third. And I'm like, oh, if you want him, you can have him. And then all you hear in the background of me saying that, he walking behind me like, oh, bitch, slow the fuck down and stop fucking playing with me. Oh, you showed off and da 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 da. Like, got my ass, picked my ass up. You know I'm a little heavy. You know I ain't. You know this right here ain't made for chumps. Picked my ass up and walked me down the street or whatever, like lifted me up, encouraged my ass. And I was like, you can have him, have him, get his ass. And they was like, oh no, I don't want him. I was like, no, you don't want him. I don't even want him. I was like, have him. I was trying to push his ass away. It was so crazy because I was trying to beat his ass to get him up off me. And then by the end of that, we was rolling on the ground fighting. Like, who got time for that? I should not have to be rolling on the ground fighting. Crazy. But anyway, that's just some stuff that I had went through. But I'm glad I ain't going through that. And, I'm getting closer to getting married, like I said. So it's like, it's more so like, damn, girl, you came a long ass way. You said, damn, shaking my head, LOL. Yeah, I came a long way. Like, that's how I know I would never be dealing with the stuff that I dealt with. Fighting is exhausting. Fighting and arguing is exhausting as hell. It's not cute. It's not fun. It shouldn't be romanticized. And it's toxic as hell. And I'm glad. And honestly speaking, like, if I know what I know now, I would have ran the other way as soon as I seen signs of them being toxic. As soon as I seen some shit. I don't care. If I tell you I gotta go to work and you like, I thought you was gonna chill with me. Nope, we can't talk no more. You know what I'm saying? Nah. I don't deal with none of that. Nope. Raising your voice? Nope. I don't deal with none of that. Okay? I learned my lesson. Okay? There's two things I don't play with. I don't play with toxic men, and I don't play with bullets because I've been shot before and I dealt with toxic men before. Matter of fact, the reason why I got shot is because I was dealing with a toxic ass dude that didn't tell me that him and his friends was beefing with certain people. So, to be honest, it was all because of some toxic person. So honestly, I'm glad I don't deal with that no more, y'all. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. And I don't even I'm in the middle of thinking about what to say and writing down my vows. I haven't even wrote my vows down. And we were gonna say, write our vows down. And I was like, damn, I don't even know when to start because I can write a whole book about how appreciative I am of my fiance. So, and to make it so bad, he got a lot of toxic female stories, like a whole bunch of stuff. And you be like, these females are dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be crazy. So it's crazy as hell. But pretty much, I think I talked about it long enough. I just been talking and talking, right? But I just wanted to talk about it, like I said, because you start to see it over and over again. And then sometimes, just the whole thing of, oh, you shouldn't be telling people what to do, or you can't, or it's like, oh, you're looking down on somebody's relationship when you're saying stuff like that. Like when you're pointing out the obvious and stuff. And I'm like, no, it's not that I'm looking down on your relationship. Like, I just know what that looked like. And I'm like, this is this. Like, and they're like, no, it's not. You better get on it. Keep it less than a paragraph. Yeah, I got to get on it. I think you said keep it less than a paragraph. That's the thing. It's like, I want to say a lot of shit. But It's 5 sentences or less, all right? But I'll mess around and have a whole sermon on why I love my fiance and why I'm marrying him. So I gotta keep it short and keep it sweet. You're right. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit here, take this out because I gotta get my hair done first thing in the morning, and y'all might see me tomorrow too because I want to show you guys how laid my hair is gonna be. It's gonna be laid, baby, laid. It's gonna be olay, olay, that type of stuff. So anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow because I gotta take this out and get some sleep, and it's getting late. It's 11:32. So I'm trying to take this out before 12. I've been around here trying to clean up and everything and get cute. And, I done picked out my little outfit, picked out my shoes. Um, I got my little lingerie. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go get my hair done, and then with him, he already got the little drink and stuff. I'm gonna be sipping my champagne. We're gonna have our little champagne, and he already made dinner reservations for that day. And then, like my mom, she bought like a cake and stuff like that. It's gonna be so cute. But anyway, all right, you guys. Let me do my outro, and it's up. I'll see y'all later. Let me go ahead.